guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little unicorn gnome. If you want to know how to make him, stick around. I'll show you how. First, you're going to need some white fleece, and I'm using mint fleece. You're going to need a cork, a stick, a styrofoam comb, some faux fur. You're going to need a couple weights to weight it down, some flowers for the front, some air dry clay, and then a little piece of wire ribbon. Okay, first of all, we're going to make our body. I'm using an 11 by 11 inch piece of fabric, and we're just going to roll it around there and then just cut it off till you have about a 1/2 inch overhang. Then open it back up, turn it over there, and then we're just going to take straight pins and run it all the way down so that we can make this a snug fit on here. So put them all the way right up to that cork. Okay, next I'm just going to cut the bottom off, leaving about a 1/2 inch around the edge, and then the top part off too. Then cut the side down about a 1/4 inch from those pins. Okay, then just fold it over and then go ahead and straighten out your seam there. And next, just go ahead and glue it down. And make sure the side of the fabric that you want shown on the outside is on the inside. And I'm just taking a pair of pliers to turn this right side out. It just makes it a little bit easy. And then take a stick and poke it down into the bottom of your styrofoam cone, because we're going to add 2 5/16 inch weights right in the center just to kind of give it a little bit of stability. So go ahead and put one in, push it on in there, and then glue the other one in. Make sure that they're flush though. Okay, next let's go ahead and take the body, pull it all the way over to the top till you can see the top of the cone, and then just glue that to the top of the cone. Then turn it upside down and just do some about a 1/2 inch slits all the way around, and then trim it off a little bit, about a 1/2 inch from the edge, and then we're just going to glue that down. And then I'm just coming back in here with a circle the size of the base. It's about a 2.5 inch circle. And if you don't have a circle cutter, you can just cut it out by hand. It just is going to cover up the bottom and make it a little bit more clean. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cut the beard. I'm doing 2 1/4 by 2 inches in length. And I'm just going to draw a U shape around there for the shape of the beard. And then I'm just going to cut it out behind the faux fur only on the backing. And then clean the excess off. Next, this is the hat. It's a 9 by 10. Come up 1 inch and then start diagonaling it to the top. And then just open that up and just start gluing that down. Okay, after that dries, we're going to go ahead and take some pipe cleaner, and we are going to roll up both ends of it so you don't have any pointy pieces sticking out, and just glue it down the back seam on this on both sides. Okay, next we're just going to turn it right side out, and then we're going to put about a 1 inch cuff along the bottom. Now you can put a little bit bigger cuff if you want to, because you do have quite a bit of fabric there. Then we're coming and going down 4 inches from the very top of the cone. That's where we're going to put our beard. I'm just drawing a line there. Then I didn't see it really well, so I stuck a pin in there just to kind of keep it in place. Make sure that your back is completely on the opposite side of the beard. Okay, then just go ahead and pull the hat over the top, all the way down into the back. And then we're going to make his ears. I'm just taking 2 triangles, and I'm giving you the patterns for all this in the description below. Just take 2 triangles. And if you wanted to do a different color for the front and a different color for the back, that would be great too. Then just going to go ahead and turn them right side out. And then just push that little point out with the pliers. Next, open them up wide, cut off any that make them flush to the bottom, cut off any excess, and then glue across the bottom to close those in. And do that on both of them. And then just stick them into the top part of the cuff of the hat. Don't glue them in yet. Then we're going to take a cork. We're going to cut it to 1 inch each. This is going to be his legs. And then take your sticks, go ahead and sharpen them. And I'm just putting that hot glue gun down into the cork to kind of open it up a little bit to get that point in there. Use the pointy side, because we are going to cut them off in a minute, and then we're going to put the blunt side into the cork. If you're using a synthetic cork, it works great. You're going to cut your sticks to 1 3/4 inch, and then just cut that off. And then we're going to put the blunt end. We're going to glue it inside of those corks. And I gave you a link for the corks that I use. You can get a lot of them for pretty inexpensive. For the legs, don't go all the way to the edge like I am. I wish I had left a little bit extra over the edge for when I put my feet on. So don't glue it all the way to the edge. Come over the edge about maybe 1/8 of an inch, and it'll make your feet go on there a little bit smoother. And then go ahead and you're going to cut your little slits just like you did the bottom of the body, and we're just going to put those flush to that cork. That way when you attach the legs, you don't see any of that fabric hanging over. And then do the same thing for the second one. Okay, next we're just going to go ahead and just poke those right into the body on either side. You can put them however you want to. Just poke that right into the styrofoam, and then we're going to pull them back out and glue them in. Just figure out exactly where you want them, and then we're going to glue them in. Just put a little bit of glue inside, and then just a little bit of glue around the top edge. Okay, next we're going to make his little hooves. I'm just taking some of the air dry clay, rolling it into like a 1-inch ball, and just going to flatten it out, and then just shape it like a hoof. So make sure it fits on there and covers it up, and then just kind of shape it with more pointy towards the top. And then I'm just going to make a little indent with my scissors and split that open to make the hoof. And then just set those aside to dry. You want to make sure they're dry before you paint them. Okay, next we're going to make the mane and the tail. The tail is 1 1/4 by 4, and the mane's 2 by 2. We're just going to take a sharpened stick, cut it at 1 1/2 inches, and that's what's going to hold that tail into the body. Just take it and put half of that into the tail and the other half sticking out. Then we're going to take a piece of pipe cleaner, fold it in 4, and stick it right down the middle. Then you're just going to put glue on both sides and just glue that together. Just make sure that's sealed up good so that it does look completely sealed. It looks like one tail. And just comb it out, make sure it's sealed. If it's not, put some more glue in there. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and attach it. We're just going to do just like we did the legs, just poke it right into the back there. And then when you figure out exactly where you want it, then glue it in. Okay, for the back of the mane, I'm taking that 2-inch by 2-inch piece. I'm cutting it into 3 equal strips. And then I'm going to glue them together. Just make sure you get any of the excess fur off. Go ahead and glue down the middle and then fold them in half. And do that on both of them. I mean, all 3 of them. And then I'm going to cut another piece that's 1 inch by 1 inch, and that's what's going to go onto the very tip of his hat. Okay, just glue it right in the middle, put it on the tip, and then we're going to start gluing the sides in. Just kind of squeeze them shut. Just wrap it around there just so it's all completely wrapped in. And then for the back of the mane, we're just going to start at the very top and glue that right to the seam of our hat. So just glue it right to where the back seam is on the hat, and then just go all the way down with the other 2. Just lining them up so you have a complete mane all the way down. And then I'm just going to shake mine just to kind of get it a little bit, mixed up. And then we're going to go ahead and paint our hooves. I'm taking a brown and a white and mixing it together. I had to go back in and do some touch up on my feet. So if you could start with a tan, first of all, that would be the way to go. And just go ahead and make sure it's completely painted on the top and the bottom. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the horn. And I'm just taking a 1 inch, about a 1 1/4 inch ball, rolling it into a log, and then I'm rolling from the bottom outward to the tip. And that's what's going to make your point. Just roll from the bottom all the way out till you get your tip. And then I'm just taking some a stick, putting in the bottom of it, a wire stick, just to hold it in place. Make sure it go as high up as you can so it's secured. And then I'm just taking some silver like ribbon, and I'm wrapping it around, and I'm kind of pulling in as I go to kind of give the indent on that horn. Just kind of pull it in, but don't pull too hard. You don't want to change the shape of it. If the less you could touch this, the better. Okay, then cut that off and let it dry. Okay, next it's dry. We're going to go ahead and glue both the bottom and the top piece. Now mine shrunk just a little bit, so I had to unwrap the top piece just about 2 rows and then glue those in. So if yours shrunk a little bit too, just go ahead and unwrap that and then glue those in. But try hard not to touch or not to squeeze that clay, because you will make a mark on it. Okay, then take some pliers and bend that at a 90-degree angle right at the bottom. Figure out exactly where that's going to be with the unicorn horn knot underneath the hat. Take your X-Acto knife, cut a hole in it. Go ahead and add a little glue just to make sure it stays onto there. And then I'm just going to stick that wire right into that hole in the front. Go ahead and add a little bit of glue. And then don't squeeze so much on your unicorn horn. If you can take some pliers, that's what I'm doing here, and just run your pliers on in there. Then you're not having to touch that horn so much. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and puff up about just 1/8 of an inch on the edges. And then we're going to attach our ears. I'm just going to tuck each one of those ears inside that cuff, and then I'm going to glue the back and the front part of it. And then we're going to take a little bit of glue and just glue it to the unicorn's horn, just the very, very front tip of the hat to that unicorn horn. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add the bead for his nose. I'm just using a small wooden bead. I'm just going to stick it right up underneath there and glue it in. Okay, next I'm taking some little flowers, and I'm putting 3 of them across there. You can decorate the top of the hat however you want to, but I'm just doing 3 flowers back to back. And that was pretty much easy. We're going to attach the feet, and that was pretty much an easy little gnome to make. Just going to put a little bit of glue. Just kind of glue those in place. Okay, there you have it. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see future videos, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I have another video, hit the bell. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure and share. Thanks. Bye-bye.